Going on to you, Virgos out there. So you have the Ten of Cups, the Unalive card, and you have the Empress. So these three cards right here are about you Virgos letting pettiness go, not really holding on to the things in the past or just anything in general that is really overall petty. You know, all the times that somebody may have stepped on your shoes or disrespected you. A lot of you Virgos are able to develop that thicker skin like I was talking about, you know? And because of it, like I said before, people don't know what to really do with you. And this is not a delusion. People really don't know what to do with you, you know? Because they playing the game of, you know, trying to get you frustrated and get on your nerves and everything like that. And, you know, you Virgos have such thicker skin now. It's like you know what I mean? It's like you Virgos are like, hey, it is what it is, because, you know, a lot of you see the bigger picture. A lot of people playing the game and everything like that. But what does playing the game actually bring you besides wasting your own life? You know? It's like, look, you can play the game if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, the person can play the game if they want to, but it's going to be wasting their own time, because that's what the game is about. Especially nowadays, the game is about, okay, you doing a bunch of, you just basically doing a bunch of craziness and, you know what I'm saying, acting like you don't have any common sense. Okay, but what purpose does that serve besides wasting time? And besides trying to tear down somebody, right? Wasting their own time on top of it. Stupid. So I'm seeing how another thing too with it is the Ten of Cups represents a lot of you Virgos have opened your mind to a lot more, because a lot of you Virgos are seeing how pathetic a lot of people can really be. Ultimately, because it's like, if a person thinks that's what creating a relationship is about getting on your nerves and all of that, because this is what I'm talking about, right? They think that doing all of that is to create tension between the two of you, and it does, but for what end? Because, you know, if that's how they think creating a relationship is supposed to be about, they're sadly misinformed. I don't know where they get this ideology from, but they're sadly misinformed, because that's not true. And then what happens is that they do it so much, right? They do it so much, they end up crossing themselves off of the list of potential long-term partners, potential romantic long-term partners, because they do that so much, because it shows that they don't want to be a team player. They don't know how to work as a team. So like I said before, the Ten of Cups right here is about how you Virgos, very much so, you understand what's going on. You Virgos understand, hey, you know, your eyes are a lot more open. You know, like I said before, the best way to play the game or whatnot is to not play. But then again, the best way to keep dysfunctional people at bay is to literally ghost them. That's why I keep telling you Virgos to ghost. You know, ghost. Continue to ghost for the rest of your life. Like, y'all don't understand that y'all need to be the ghost king and queens, because like y'all Virgos, like we, you know what I'm saying? Like you've had enough of your time being wasted, and it's time that you Virgos stop allowing others to waste your time in any shape, form, or fashion, and live your life, right? And I'm not saying that you can't be in a relationship. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do everything that you're doing, but at the same time, do it on the low. So whether it's getting to know somebody, just do everything low key, because that is our natural style anyway. As Virgos, we are natural. We are, you know what I'm saying? Like the path of least resistance for us is to be low key. Because when we put ourselves out there, what happens? You always got some bozo, some idiot trying to show up and trying to be in competition with us, right? Because Virgo actually represents competition, right? Like all of them, like Virgo is all of those like Olympia games. That's Virgo. That's a Virgo. That is an Aries thing. That's why I keep telling y'all that we are Set, right? We are Set, the Egyptian deity. We are Set, or offspring of Set. But the Death card and the Empress right here is about, like I said, this right here represents an ego death. It represents us not really physically passing away, of course, right? Because we're still safe. But it represents spiritually that the ego that we have, we're really seeing pass through a lot of this nonsense for real. And the thing about it is that the Empress represents where our mind is opening up, where we're actually able to see things from a much more bigger perspective. The Six of Swords and the Three of Wands is right? Because the Six of Swords is about how we can't afford, like I said, to waste our time with people that ultimately are only going to be in our life for a short period of time. Because we can have fun with them, but we still need to put things into perspective that they're short-term fun, right? We're not supposed to be actually out here taking them seriously, trying to hold on to them. Because us as Virgos, when, sometimes, I don't know if y'all have done it, but, in the past, when I really loved somebody or whatnot, I wanted them to really, to really stay. And I realized, right, like I said before, we tried to keep them around. What I realized is that wasn't necessarily the best move, because the games don't stop. People really, like, you know how they say they pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the Republic and stuff like this, right? Like the Pledge of Allegiance. People really pledge allegiance to dysfunction because they don't really want to be in functional relationships. They will ruin a functional relationship to be in a dysfunctional one, but then tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been in all kind of situations myself where I'm dating somebody and I don't get anything but kisses. And then somebody that I know come to me and tell me that they saw the person who I'm going out with, hanging out with such and such, and getting way more play than me. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, this is the type of nonsense that makes no sense. So you get passed around, but then you cheat on me, right? Only to become a pass around. Because that person got passed around. Trust me, they did. Trust me. I keep my ears close to the streets. They got passed around.
I'm sorry. Hey.
They got passed around. So the thing is that I ain't tripping out off that. It's just that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And that's my point. All it is that people want to do is try to trap you Virgos in confusion and have y'all zombified and wasting y'all time. This is why there's so many. This is, like I said before, right? Like, to show y'all what it is I'm talking about, the Eight of Pentacles and the Hangman. A lot of you Virgos see the bigger picture. This is why a lot of people, in general, the population is starting to decline, because of this time wasting that people be doing. All this time that gets wasted from you Virgos, where you Virgos are trying to establish a connection with somebody, but all they're doing is working against you to establish a connection, but yet they're hanging out with you. This is the stupid part of it. So a lot of you Virgos just understand, like, hey, if it don't work, it don't work. You're not trying to like put too much of an effort to to where it ends up not working out anyway because the person is sabotaging it. That's a good mentality to have, because the Five of Swords now is about how you Virgos, you know, like I said, because they end up just sabotaging. I'm ahead of myself. They end up just sabotaging it. You know, it doesn't actually come out to really being anything really whatsoever. They just end up, you know, being quite dysfunctional with it. Now the Knight of Swords and the Five of Cups right here is about how, because that's a situation where, you know, the Knight of Swords and the Five of Cups, this is about how a lot of you Virgos, you know, need to understand that what you've got going on here is you have a lot more, you have a lot more potential than that. But the Five of Cups represents what's keeping a lot of you Virgos back from reaching higher heights is the fact that a lot of you Virgos, and we're getting into spirituality here, a lot of you Virgos still think like a human, where you Virgos got to start thinking like a divine being, for real, for real. And what I mean when I say like a human, I'm talking about what humans do, pettiness, the small, minute things, the games that human beings play with one another, that they even literally, the mere fact that they even spend their time thinking about, I gotta play a mind game with somebody to see if this person is into me, and I gotta give this person S-test. That's so stupid, because at the end of the day, Virgo, if a person rejects someone that is into them, that's gonna leave that person who playing these games by themselves, because that makes no sense. Isn't it the point to date someone that's into them? But someone who is small-minded is thinking that they're collecting people, right? They're collecting souls, or they're collecting people who are into them, like they're collecting baseball cards and all of that. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just delusional. So let's clarify the Hanged Man. Pure delusion at this point. Just pure delusion. The Empress, Page of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and then you have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, because the Empress and the Page of Swords represents, it's just not tasteful for you Virgos. You just see the bigger picture, and you're seeing that you're not going to be wasting your time anymore. You're you know what I'm saying? Like, if a person doesn't show you immediate interest, you're just going to go on about your business. The Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands is about how, because for you Virgos, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You won't allow your time to be wasted. You spending months on end the way that you used to when you were younger, trying to get to know somebody, maybe even years, and then the next thing you know, this person turns out to be a total lame. And I'm not saying lame because they don't act like a gangster or a hood. I'm saying lame because they don't really have a plan. They don't have anything to do. They don't really have purpose whatsoever. So the Page of Pentacles is, a lot of you Virgos have to create your own purpose. You have to really, a lot of you Virgos have to really start getting your minds right as to how your protocols are going to be. Like, what are you actually trying to really accomplish, and how much time are you really trying to spend? Because one of the biggest secrets to dating that I never taught y'all, that's kind of eluded me for the time being, is a lot of you Virgos need to really start trying to get to know somebody or know people, but with a date in mind of how much time you're going to spend, to where if you don't see any kind of progress within this given time, then it may be time to leave them alone.